branch ahead. And today I will be giving the exam for Trinity College London Grade 3 Speech and Drama Digital. Task 1. My prose, which is from The House of Hades by Rick Riordan. In the distance ahead of them, Annabeth began to hear a throbbing sound, like her own heartbeat, echoing back, amplified so powerfully, the floor vibrated underfoot. The sound filled her with dread. So she figured it must be the right way to go. She ran towards it. As the beat got louder, she smelled smoke and heard the flickering of torches on either side of them. She guessed there would be light, but a crawling sensation across her neck warned her it would be a mistake to open her eyes. "Don't look," she told Percy. "Wasn't planning on it," he said. "You can feel that, right? We're still in the midst of the night, and I do not want to see it." Smart boy, Annabeth thought. She used to tease Percy for being dumb. But in truth, his instincts were usually right on the target. Whatever horrors lay in the mansion of the night, they weren't meant for mortal eyes. Seeing them would be worse than staring at the face of Medusa. Better to run in darkness. Annabeth's heart raced. She knew the exit was close. If they could make it out of the mansion of the night, perhaps they could leave the dark brood of demons behind them. She began to run faster, which would have led her to her death if Percy hadn't stopped her. "Annabeth!" Percy pulled her back, just as her foot hit the edge of her drop. He almost pitched into who knew what, and Percy grabbed her and wrapped her in his arms. Then, they made it through the night and saw light again. Next, I'll be performing my task 2, which is my poem, which is I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud by William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high or veils in hills, and all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretch in a never-ending line. Along the margin of a bay, 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in a sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not be but gay, in such joyous company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of my solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills, and dances with the daffodils. Next, I'll be doing my task 3, which is from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, written by J.K. Rowling. Chapter 2, Dobby's Warning. Harry managed not to shout out, but it was a close thing. The little creature on the bed had large, bat-like ears and bulging green eyes the size of tennis balls. Harry knew instantly that this was what had been watching him out in the garden hedge that morning. As they stared at each other, Harry heard Dudley's voice from the hall. "May I take your coats, Mr. and Mrs. Mason?" And the creature slipped off the bed and bowed so low that the end of its long, thin nose touched the carpet. Harry noticed that it was wearing the old pillowcase with ripped for arm and leg holes. "Hello," said Harry nervously. "How are you passing?" said the creature in a high-pitched voice Harry was sure would carry down the stairs. "So long as someone wanted to meet you, sir. Such an honor it is." "The wall and see Peter's desk chair next to Henry, who was asleep in her large cage. He wanted to ask, "What are you?" He thought it would sound too rude. So instead he said, "Who are you?" "Dobby, sir. Just Dobby. Dobby the house elf," said the creature. "Oh, really?" said Harry. I don't want to be rude or anything, but this isn't a great time for me to have a house elf in my bedroom." Aunt Petunia's high, false laugh sounded from the living room. The elf hung his head. "Not that I'm pleased to meet you," said Harry quickly. "But, is there any particular reason you're here?" "Oh, yes, sir," said Dobby earnestly. "Dobby has come to tell you, sir. It is difficult, sir. Dobby wonders where to begin." "Sit down," said Harry politely, pointing at the bed. To his horror, the elf burst in tears. Very noisy tears. "Sit down," he wailed. Never, ever." Harry thought he heard the voices downstairs falter. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I didn't mean to offend you or anything." "Offend Dobby," choked the elf. "Dobby has never been asked to sit down by a wizard like an equal." Harry tried to say, "Shh," and look comforting at the same time, ushering Dobby back into the bed, where he sat, hiccuping, looking like a large and very ugly dog. Next, I'll be doing my task 3, which is my reflection question. Question 1. What was your piece to perform? Which piece was your favorite to perform? Why? My favorite piece to perform was my expressive reading task because I love reading aloud. This is from the book titled Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It was the most interesting chapter, named Dobby's Warning. I loved how Dobby met Harry, and vice versa. I enjoyed showing the nervousness on Harry's face through my facial expressions. I tried to show the excitement in Dobby's voice through variation in my tone and high pitch in my voice. Question 3. Give some examples of how you used pause and emphasis in your performance. I used pause in my prose where there were commas, full stops, and everywhere in my poem where the stanza changed. I also used pause to show when two different characters are talking to each other. Like when Annabeth said, "Don't look." I gave a pause. Then Percy replied, "I wasn't planning to." I used emphasis in my poem. To draw attention to important words and phrases like "I wandered lonely as a cloud," and also to draw attention to verbs like tossed, dancing, fluttering, and stretched. This shows the audience to how nature took an impact on the author. I also used emphasis in my prose. On words like smell, so I could trigger the five senses in the audience's mind. Question 4. How did you use your voice and your body language to bring one of your pieces to life? I used my voice and my body language to bring my prose to life. In my prose, there were many descriptive phrases and actions, where it was imperative for me to use my body language and voice to describe them. For example, shutting my eyes when Annabeth was walking in the dark, pretending to smell in the prose, running to one another tunnel, and even creating different standing positions to differentiate between Annabeth, Percy, and the narrator. I also tried to create a crawling sensation in my neck as per the pose. Thank you.